Hello again, my name is Ernest. Many thanks for choosing us. This is the home of independent, fearless and credible journalism. To the details now, and suspects in police custody in connection with the murder at Mankessim have confessed to killing 2 more people. This brings to 3 the number of people the suspects have allegedly killed so far. The Ghana Police Service says it has retrieved 2 bodies of the 3 victims. Let's share further details of that statement released by the police as a way of update on this investigations. It says the police ongoing investigations into the Mankessim murder case has established that the 2 suspects, Michael Darko, alias Nana 1, and Christopher Echo Clark, have murdered 1 other person, bringing to 2 the number of people confirmed to have been gruesomely murdered by the suspects. It continues to say that so on your screen now is an update from the police service on the murder at Mankessim. We know that the suspects, that's the chief and the self-styled pastor, have confessed to killing 2 other people. The body of one of the 2 has been discovered and retrieved by the police service. We know they have been taken to court. They have been charged with murder and 2 other charges. This story was broken about 2 weeks ago. The nurse in question went missing, and she was a prospective nursing student. She had gone to the region for her interview as part of processes to be enrolled into the nursing school. She was then declared missing by the police service. Relatives also, together with the police, mounted a search for her. Days later, her body was discovered. She was found dead, and the pastor was arrested. The chief in whose house the body was retrieved was then arrested as well. The 2 were then detained by the police and then subsequently arraigned in court. They were then charged with murder and 2 other charges. Today we are getting an update from the police service on this latest development as far as the Mankessim murder is concerned. And let me run you through the details as we are getting from the police service on this incident. The statement was released just a while ago by the police. So as we indicated, the second paragraph of the statement says, the second murdered victim, Gloria Yeboah, a petty trader from Obokrum in Kumasi, was reported missing sometime in June 2022 when she left home in quest to travel abroad. The suspect lured the deceased to Accra on June 17, 2022 and took her to Mankessim under the pretext of preparing her to travel to Holland. Now, however, she was later killed by them. The body of the deceased has been found, and police have been able to locate her family who identified the body as Gloria Yeboah. Police is providing the necessary support for the family in these difficult times. The police are also following a lead on a possible 3rd victim who might have been murdered by the suspect. Investigations so far point to the fact that the suspects are involved in ritual murders. They lure their victims, sometimes under the pretext of helping them to travel abroad, and then kill them. We therefore urge any member of the public who has dealt with the suspect or knows someone who has ever dealt with them to contact the police via the following numbers on your screen to assist with investigations. We would like the public to note that this is a temporary number dedicated only to this investigation. And so that is the update for you on this gruesome murder in Mankessim. Well, last week, the suspect led the police to the place. They buried one of their victims. A prospective nurse, Richard Kojo-Manu, sent us this report at the time.
The police prosecutors in court on Thursday indicated that the deceased, Georgina Asobotwe, lives at Yeji in the Bono East region. She was an applicant seeking admission to the Ankafo Psychiatric Nursing School. She arrived in Cape Coast on the 8th of September 2022. Upon arrival, she called the pastor and informed him about his presence in the region and what she was coming to do. The pastor, a self-styled one and boyfriend of the sister of the deceased, Doris Ankama, informed her he would pick her after the interview. On the 9th of September, about midday, the chief and the pastor said they decided to kill the deceased for money rituals. The two met at the Ankafo Psychiatric Nursing School, picked the deceased up in a taxi to Pedi Junction in Cape Coast, where the chief had parked his Benz car with registration number GT 8686C. The chief drove to Aquacrum, where he is a Tufuhin, took the deceased's iPhone and locked her in a room. The accused person went to Mankessim, a suburb of Mankessim, where they dug a hole in an uncompleted story building belonging to the chief. They went back for the deceased and sent her to Mankessim. The chief allegedly hit the deceased with a club and the deceased fell down. The pastor is also alleged to have held the neck of the deceased till she died. They then cut the hair of the deceased after killing her and left the uncompleted story building around 2 a.m. A complaint was lodged to the police by the brother of the deceased, Alfred Dodu, a military man who stays in Takrady, after notices had been posted on social media indicating the deceased, Georgina Asobotwe, cannot be found. The police picked intelligence and started looking for the accused persons, and on the 19th of September, the pastor was arrested at Anomabo, where he admitted to the crime. He subsequently led the police to where the deceased had been buried. The body of the deceased was exhumed. The police further picked intelligence and Christopher Ekwa-Kwansa, the Tufuhin of Ekumfi Aquacrum and trader, at his hideout at Ekumfi Aquacrum. He also admitted to the crime and stated they did that for money rituals. The accused were put before the Cape Coast District Court 2, presided over by Her Worship Bernice Mensma Akon. They were charged with conspiracy to commit crime, to wit murder, and murder contrary to Section 46 of the Criminal and Other Offences Act 1960, Act 29. The plea of the accused was not taken. The facts and the charges were read to the accused in Fanti and in Tree. The prosecutor, DSP Daniel Gajo, pleaded with the court to allow them some time to conclude their investigations. The case has been adjourned to the 4th of October 2022. Meanwhile, the Mankessim Market Traders Association, an association the chief, Christopher Ekwa-Kwansa, is president of, has expressed their outrage at what the chief is reported to have done. According to them, the chief has disgraced them and they want the law to deal with him.
It's a pain on another crack. Let's say our mobile to me. It's my brother Sabia was not found for financial game.
Our leader has disgraced us. This is Nana, who has done such an unthinkable thing. The law should take its course. We used to hear it farther away from us, but this is very close now. Someone's beautiful daughter killed painfully like this.
As some Cassipan is Mankessim, Shobiba, Kaya Wabon, one no say, on Hina said the man is the more Mankessim. No, it's sure a woodsy.
God would deal with them. This is not good for us. Nana didn't try at all. Now Mankessim is in the news again for all the wrong reasons.
1,000, another 1,000. Yala Yatana, I wanted Papa. It's a straw, the mountain of warrior, one day,
We want to tell anyone that is involved in rituals in this market, in Mankessim in general, to stop. So once he has been arrested, we expect that the law will deal with him. Reporting for JoyNews, Richard Kojo-Manu, Cape Coast.
So that was Richard Kojo-Manu's report to JoyNews about a week ago when the news broke, and after the chief as well as the pastor were arraigned in court. Richard Kojo-Manu will be joining us live for some more on this story, especially for details of how the second body was exhumed. So the latest on this story is that the self-styled pastor and the chief accused of killing the prospective nursing student in Mankessim have confessed to killing 2 other people. The police have now retrieved the body of one, and there's a search for the other person. Meanwhile, the police is urging the general public to assist with investigations, especially with persons who have dealt with these two individuals. The residents there, the subjects of the chief, are very much livid. They want the law to take its course. They have been charged. They will be arraigned. And as we are learning now, the police will have to update its case in court eventually. Richard Kojo-Manu joins us live from Cape Coast with an update on this story. Richard, so give us details about the second body that has been found and exactly what went into it and how the residents are reacting to this latest development.
Well, so Ernest, the police have issued a statement on this, and on Thursday, the police led the two accused persons in this murder case to the residence of Christopher Kwansa Clark, the Tufuhin of Ekumfi Akwakrum, where it is believed most of their criminal activities were carried out. And so the two allegedly have confessed to the police to killing 3 more people, and to further the police investigation, they led them to the various locations where these incidents occurred. On Thursday, scores of the people gathered at the chief's residence, ostensibly to catch a glimpse of the two. They poured innuendos, held insult at them. And so whilst they were doing that, the police were thoroughly searching the rooms and took vital documents and information that would aid their investigations. From there, the two accused led a team of investigators to a location where a male teacher was allegedly invited by them and was shot and killed instantly. The police were also taken to another location in Ekumfi, where they allegedly shot and killed a female trader and buried her under a bridge. The team of investigators proceeded to Batanya, a town in the Mankessim district, where they allegedly killed a young lady from Kumasi, the second murdered victim, Gloria Yabua, a petty trader. And she was reported missing in June 2022 when she left home in her quest to travel abroad. The police indicate that the suspect lured the deceased to Accra on 17 June 2022 and took her to Mankessim under the pretext of preparing her to travel to Holland. However, the police state that she was killed by them. The two pretended to be travel agents and prepared a traveling document for her to travel to the Netherlands. The family of the deceased, who were at the mortuary in Cape Coast, at the Cape Coast Teaching Hospital, afternoon, identified the body of their relative. The accused person also led the police to arrest a 26-year-old Mason in Mankessim in connection with the murder of Georgina Asobotwe. The third suspect was arrested like that. So he has become the third suspect. The two accused confessed to having hired this suspect called Abe to dig the pit in the house of the Tufuhin at Mankessim, where Aso was buried. Abe initially denied the act, but later admitted to digging the pit for 50 Ghana cedis. Abe is one of the leaders of the youth volunteer groups in the community, and the money was paid to him in 2 tranches. The first tranche was 30 Ghana cedis, and the next one was 20 Ghana cedis. So the police personnel have been stationed at the deserted family house of the Tufuhin, where 2 dark holes were found in 2 separate rooms, while it had also intensified their patrols. So the police are saying that their investigations have pointed them to an inescapable conclusion that the 2 suspects are involved in ritual murders, and they are urging the members of the public who have dealt with them or know them to contact the police on some numbers they have provided on their release. Ernest.
Very interesting details, but also chilling there, Richard. So there's a third suspect who has been picked up by the police, who is yet to be arraigned, but investigation is still ongoing. And it appears they may have killed many more people beyond the 2 that they have confessed to. But how is the town reacting to this?
Well, so the town is shattered. They are broken. It is evident from how they thronged the premises of the Tufuhin. They just wanted to, they still can't come to terms with the fact that the man could do something like that, because this is a man they have lived with for a very long time. He is the president of the Marketers and Traders Association of Mankessim. If you know Mankessim very well, it is a very huge marketing center where people travel from all walks of life to that place to understand that someone they have made president to be able to do that. In fact, it breaks them even more. And so the 2 of them plus the one that will be charged and will become the third accused would be put before court. They are due in court on October 4. That is on Tuesday. They will come back. You know, earlier when they appeared before court, their pleas were not taken. And so they will come and then the real proceedings would begin.
Is ritual killing new to Mankessim?
It is not new. because people have been dying and there have been complaints. We've been speaking with residents who are saying that, well, so perhaps these two may be responsible for the murders of people that die. I mean, they will find bodies here and they would not know who even did the act. The police will investigate and it will come to no avail. And so it's not new. It's something that when we even spoke with the assembly member for the area, he even indicated.
Richard, thank you very much. And Richard has been on this beat for us. We'll be bringing you some more details, chilling it may be, in our subsequent bulletins and get the police to bring us some more update on their investigations. This is JoyNews Today with me, Ernest. Now, if you haven't registered your SIM card yet, then be ready to have it blocked in a matter of hours. Just days ago, the National Identification Authority said it was unable to clear the backlog of unregistered persons before the September 30 deadline. That's today for applicants to register their SIM cards. Many Ghanaians are trooping to various centers for both the NIA and the telcos. Mona Lisa Primpon sent us this report from Kumasi.
Today is the deadline for the SIM card re-registration, and people have come here in a rush to get their SIM cards registered. Let's go over to find out why they waited to the deadline to get their SIM cards registered.
Last week, baby, and I signed for a baby. Midday, me ready so my picture, so my sending message said, picture and try.
I have been here for 3 weeks, but I've been unable to register. They say my registration was not complete.
Every time, I think early part of August, Minister Nebeka, I don't know, one take your advantage.
I was away. That is why I am here, as it's the deadline.
It was not deliberate. My registration was not complete. I've been here for several hours.
It will maybe not about center, Hanani Panshada any happy, and also then one take advantage. And
I've been sick throughout the month. That is why I am unable to register. I've been here since morning, but the queue is still not moving. I am unable to register. I was switched to another network.
Like my registered and I ban me register. Just send me be complete.
I did not know messages were sent across to complete the SIM registration.
Let's go live now to my colleague Michael Papani-Ashale. He's been touring some centers here in Accra this morning. He was at Elwak, where the NIA registration is underway. Later to the Osu Oxford Street, where some persons were unable to register because of network challenges. Now he is in Abeka. Papani, is the situation same there? What can you report from Abeka?
Yeah, Ernest, the situation is not much different here. Most of the people here still have to endure long queues, like you are saying. It's not going any faster than we would have wished. Most of them tell me that they've already been told that the network is slow and they have to try the other options, the app. But not most of them are willing to go through the application way. Let me try and find out from some of them what exact time they were here. This make or break period, what is going to be the net effect on them if they lose their SIM cards here? Mami, good afternoon. Mami, good afternoon. How long have you been here?
Yeah, I check Accra.
Oh, I did time.
Me bedu have 8:30.
8:30, and I feel now we drew her.
Gotcha.
I didn't know register that.
Almost network near slow. Sana mo be catch.
Na inti no why on Uber han ko fa hin to me register.
So far me ba had any pa be 5 akọ inside ho abesen ko so ma register that.
So she tells me that since 8 a.m. she's only seen 5 people enter the office and come out. So effectively translating to only 5 people, and you can see that she just got the opportunity to be called inside. Definitely a happy mother at this moment in time, but that is taking her close to 4 hours just to get this particular opportunity to be called inside. But she's not here alone. There are many people who are not happy about the process. Madam, how long have you been here?
I was here around 10 something to now it's 12 something.
Are you happy about the process?
No.
I mean, what exactly don't you like about it? What don't you like about the process?
That's when they say network is not, the network is bad, so I don't have anything to say.
You have nothing to say, but I see that you are not here alone. You are here with your pregnant child, right?
Yeah.
That definitely must have a toll on you that you have to endure. You've been here since 10 a.m., at least 2 hours, and this is how far you've come.
Yeah.
Is this not difficult for you?
Yeah, it's not easy. It's not easy for me.
How hard is it for you? I say, what would it mean if you lost your SIM card?
Nothing.
Great, let me thank you very much. Let me speak to some more people, then we can wrap up here quickly. Bossman, how long have you been here?
1 hour.
Coming in?
1 hour.
You've been here for 1 hour. This is your first time coming here?
No.
How many times have you come here?
Second time.
Your second time. What happened the first time you came here?
Network. Network. Yeah.
Are you happy about it?
No.
What exactly don't you like about it?
Because of my SIM card. That's why I'm here.
Yeah. Okay. They're looking at ending the process today, the SIM card registration exercise. Should that go ahead?
Maybe.
Maybe. Why maybe?
I should go on.
You should go and do it. What would you do? Throw your SIM card away?
Oh, I'll lose my business.
You lose your business? Yeah. What business do you do?
Construction.
Okay.
That's why.
How much would you lose if you lost your SIM card or SIM card was deactivated?
Come again.
How much would you lose? In terms of your business, how much have you invested into they are going to be losing if your SIM card was deactivated at the end of the day?
Every time, okay. It's not working properly, but I'll manage it like that.
Thank you very much. So, Ernest, that's the situation from Abeka La Paz here. A very difficult situation for some individual expectant mothers. Mothers who have newborn babies as well, and for individuals who have to leave their workplaces just to meet the deadline. And for many of them, it's the same challenge across all the other places that we've gone to. Network challenges, slow network. So it takes long for individuals to get the opportunity.
This is JoyNews today. My colleague Michael Papani-Ashale there reporting live from Abeka, where the network seems to be affecting the pace at which individuals get the opportunity to be registered. And it's been the same in many areas, many centers across the country. But Member of Parliament for Ningo Prampram, Sam George, and policy analyst Selam Branti have also been speaking about the SIM registration process and the deadline being today. They spoke to my colleague Evans Mensah and they threatened to take on the NCA should it go ahead to block the SIMs.
Let me state without equivocation that the minister will have to eat the humble pie. The minister will have to realize that she serves the people of this republic and that the people of this republic are not her subjects. It broke my heart to hear a Ghanaian have to board a plane from wherever he was outside the country to come to Ghana to pay his card because the minister is simply inefficient and incompetent. She's registering SIM cards. She's put a deadline. She knows that there are Ghanaians who are serving their country in missions outside this country. There are Ghanaians who are resident outside this country. and she has not given them an opportunity to register their SIM cards, or any opportunity, any available portal to register their SIM cards. Because if you use an iOS device, you can't use that self-service app. If you use an Android device, the app itself is unable to handle the traffic. You have a minister who set a deadline without looking at the robustness of the platform she's using to do the registration, which is what you're hearing again from the Vox Pops that you played. People, the network operators complain of network challenges. Those network challenges are not the telcos networks. It's a third-party application that the minister is insisting is used to do the registration. Again, you have a minister who set a deadline without any recourse to persons living with disability in Ghana who have no fingerprints and so cannot be registered using fingerprints. She says she's going to disconnect their line. I mean, if you have a minister who is so technically bereft of competence to execute a simple policy initiative like a SIM registration, you'll have this mess. And I know for certain the technical people at her disposal are making it clear to her that her position is recalcitrant, it is untenable, and is inimical to the growth of the sector. Evans, take my word, 1st of October will come. The SIM cards will still be active because it cannot, you cannot just block the SIM cards that way. And Evans, we filed a suit on Monday with 9 Ghanaian citizens who have registered, some who have registered for the Ghana card since 2018 but have not received the Ghana card. Do you believe that as soon as we made public the rates with their names, between yesterday and today, the NIA has called those individuals, given them a VIP treatment, and handed over their Ghana cards to them?
We cannot live in a country where a minister use a state agency or a sector regulator as a linchpin to inflict pain and suffering on the people of Ghana. It is very, very shocking and sad that over the past 1 month that all of this has happened. The only statement we have heard from her officially was that horrible Facebook statement she made, about a month ago, saying that people's negligence, the people are to blame for their own negligence, forgetting that this is a cross-sectoral matter which has a lot of factors beyond her control and beyond her ambit and beyond even what the capacity of her organization, which is the ministry, can do. So to the extent that you are using the regulator as a tool to push whatever agenda you wish to push, it is very, very pathetic, and it's actually a bit, I should use the word, insulting to the average Ghanaian who has had to go through all these inconveniences, all these, hurdles, just to be able to do something that is out of their reach. This is the 21st century. Ghanaians should never take pride in queuing for anything to the extent of queuing to the point where they are frustrated.
Well, some of you are hoping that there'll be a special dispensation or at least the deadline extended. Well, the NCA says the directive, at least for now, still stands. Yes, Director of Legal at the NCA, Pokwe Dusay.
What happened was that when you are going to court, normally you start with a process to invoke the jurisdiction of the court. The predominant mode of invoking the jurisdiction of the court is through the use of a writ of summons, right? But another effective way, especially when it comes to applications, is through motions. And in this case, anytime you file a motion, by the rules of court, you have to support it with your story. And that story is actually narrated through the affidavit evidence you are supplying to the court. So that affidavit, by the rules of court, has to be sworn, signed by the deponent, the one who is deposing to the facts as the person knows, and it has to be sworn before a commissioner for oath, with all the attachments, or the evidence or exhibits, also certified as exhibits of attached to the affidavit. So when we received the application, the motion, we realized that they had not commissioned the affidavit. So it means that the originating process they had adopted had a fundamental defect, which went to the jurisdictional court, and we raised that point in our process against it. But before it could be heard, they decided to withdraw. Well, no case will be determined before tomorrow, but we are aware, even though I'm yet to be given a copy formally through the service processes, that new case, that case which was withdrawn, they had sought to remedy that defect by refiling it.
Well, let me take you now away from the NCA issues and the SIM re-registration process. Let's go live to Hafasni in the Western region, where my colleague Maxwell Adoba is with the GRA team clamping down on smuggling. Maxwell, what can you report from where you are?
At one of the entry points here, specifically at Hafasni. But what you can see in your picture right now, it's not our focus, but we just want to give you a view of what it is. This is one of the lagoons here, the Juan Lagoon, which connects to the Tano River. And as a result of illegal mining activities, this is what the water, is looking like. The lagoon is looking like now. But I have here with me one of the officials here is going to tell me some of their challenges here. So you're welcome to JoyNews.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Your name, sir?
Yeah, I'm Dan Louis Menia. Yes, there's the CRO.
You're in charge of general duties?
I'm in charge
in
of
Lubo Collection.
Lubo Collection, right.
Okay,
right.
Great. Can you tell us about some of your challenges? We've been to some of the unapproved points, where the main border point as well. Can you tell us about some of your challenges here too?
Yes, actually, this forms part of the jurisdiction of the collection, the Elubu collection, and then these are the approved routes the approved stations that we have here are the Newtown, Jewi Wharf, and Alanda Wharf over there. So Jewi Wharf, as we are currently standing, is in the middle of the two of them.
Okay.
And access to Ivory Coast is by this lagoon, which flows from the Tano. The main Tano River, which is the demarcation point between Ghana and then Ivory Coast.
Okay, we'll be coming more to that, but want to find out the challenges. So you have many unapproved routes here?
So many unapproved routes.
Okay.
In fact, they number up to 5 different unapproved routes, and they are basically they are the Kwaswazo, Apolonmu, Nokobenu, then Adusuazo, and then Kablenu Zo.
Okay.
Those are the unapproved routes that we find here. We've made attempts to set up officers in all of them, particularly at the Apoloni, which takes care of this. Now, the major challenge here is accessibility to those approved routes. They are not accessible by road. By road. So what actually happens is that we depend on a canoe to do our patrols.
So
and the canoe
customs division you depend on
canoes, yes.
Okay.
And the canoe for now is nothing to write home about.
Okay.
It's in a very dilapidated distance.
Okay.
Now,
so
initially,
I want us to see
the
canoe that you use.
Yes.
For your patrol.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
So this is the canoe.
This is the canoe.
Which one?
This is the canoe.
This one.
Yes.
So this is what you use for your patrols.
Exactly. This is currently the canoe that we use, and it's nothing to write home about for now.
Okay.
We have this modern speedboat that initially was the used for effective patrols within the waters.
Okay.
Now, see the state in which it is. It's been abandoned. And then now we have to resort to a canoe like this, which is which is also equally in a very bad state.
Okay.
Literally, officers go on the lagoon with this, and it's like a suicide mission. And we think that is a major issue with it. We need to find ways and means of getting a better replacement.
Okay.
A more effective and modern, at least equipment for patrols on the waters.
Okay.
Yeah. Now, apart from that, the two other
So that was a live feed from Hafasni in the Western region. My colleague Mark Solodba with the Ghana Revenue Authority, the Customs Division, on a tour of the borders, trying to secure the borders and checking the unapproved routes that has contributed to a lot of leakages, smuggling and corruption at Ghana's land borders. This is JoyNews Today with me, Ernest. President Akufo-Addo has been trending on social media after being booed at the Global Citizens Festival. But guess what? Guess who took the president's heat? That's K.T. Hammond, Asokwa Member of Parliament. Now, he's been battling social media since Tuesday after criticizing the youth for being unruly and disrespectful. Here's why K.T. Hammond chose to go against the tide and defend President Akufo-Addo. JoyNews, my colleague Jojo Kobna captures it in the following feature.
I don't know about this, Asha 2, Asha 3, Asha 1. Who is this girl? Asha this, Asha that, Asha that. What is it about there?
Member of Parliament for Asokwa, Kobna Tahir Hammond, is in Parliament for the 6th term. His long stay in Parliament has earned him a nickname.
Honorable K.T. Hammond, yes, it is true that you were installed by word of mouth as the senior prefect of the House.
His long tenure has been punctuated with controversies. Remember his voter region, voter registration comment.
Togolese and the Votarians, when I'm talking about voter region, I mean, there is the kind of, remember the history, if you guys know the history about this place, basically the same tribe. So they walk in, come, but they are not Ghanaians. And then when they walk in there, they can do whatever they do. So I guess that is the reason for that. See, there's a classic example. You remember 2008, the second round? We had so much, 100,000 or so votes leading from Samuels at the time of second round. The next round, one constituency, what's the name? Which one? No. Ketu South also, it cleared all the whatever we had. Where did they come from? You see, so everybody from whatever they came to vote.
He later fought back, arguing that his words were taken out of context.
Do you then regret making those statements?
Nonsense. What do you mean by, you see, you are compounding the situation by this question you just asked. Why do I regret when I was stating a fact? I was stating a fact to the fact that the people from Togolese are not Ghanaians. Unless, of course, you have some definition of Togolese, which means Ghana. I don't know.
To the media, he is friendly and a frank interviewee. He's always ready to give a jab or two to his opponents.
He was playing with the big inflammable fire.
And so what would be your advice to him?
Oh, go where you've been to. I said, don't catch your cat.
K.T. Hammond chose to swim against the tide.
Too much shouting connotes an absence of intelligent thinking. So, we're always shouting and shouting. You're not thinking. You know what I mean? You're not thinking. Who doesn't know that times are hard? Somebody yanka se ye ko hu mono na muguo na muti aye se nkube na muguo no nyamo ne ye ko hu mu ye se ye ko hu abrewa no eye penin.
In spite of an avalanche of social media attacks, he holds his ground.
Look, the future is for the youth. It's yours, all right. When we're all gone, you would have been taken over from us. Don't rush to want to take us over from us right now. We won't let you. We won't give you, because you can't run the government alone.
Jojo Kobna's reports there. This is News Today with me, Ernest. We're taking a break on Worry 10. We have business, showbiz, and world news for you in this package. Don't go away.
Hello everyone, good afternoon. My name is Beverly Broom and it's time for the business segment here on JoyNews Today. Now to my first story, the Open Forum on Agricultural Biotechnology OFAB to mark the second edition of the OFAB Day celebration. Honored Africans who have contributed to the accelerated development of biotechnology on the continent, according to Director of Product Development and Commercialization at the African Agricultural Technology Foundation, Dr. Emmanuel Okogbemi. The cross-section of actors were celebrated for their role in contributing to the prosperity of farming in Africa.
Open Forum on Agricultural Biotechnology, OFAB, now operating in 10 African countries, convenes stakeholders contributing to the biotechnology space to share knowledge and experiences in creating awareness on agricultural biotechnology in the achievement of the African Union's Agenda 2063, the Malabo Declaration, and the African Continental Free Trade Agreement. Here is Director of Product Development and Commercialization at African Agricultural Technology Foundation outlining how they intend to achieve these in the coming years.
We are trying to ensure that the products we give to them as biotechnology products are strengthened further. We will be engaging with the government more because we're trying to strengthen the value chains. Of course, the parliamentarians, or what you call Congress in some countries, or our assemblies in other countries, we need them to back our efforts with the appropriate laws, and that will strengthen and create good policies that will drive better enabling environment for the private sector to remain engaged in agriculture.
Project Manager for OFAB, Dr. Vitumbiko Chinoko, explains the rationale behind the OFAB Day celebration.
Every OFAB Day we set a theme, we set an issue that we want to celebrate on. Last year we were celebrating journalists. This year we looked across the section of science and we were able to pick champions from all the 10 countries. And I must say that we've seen OFAB chapter nominating their own champions. These are the individuals that have done a lot in agriculture biotechnology, and we've celebrated them, and we hope that they're going back with a lot of enthusiasm to do more in the area of agriculture biotechnology. But more importantly, we continue to engage policymakers to invest more in the area of agriculture biotechnology.
At this year's event, plant biotechnologist Dr. Marianne Quinn was acknowledged for her strides in promoting biotechnology.
I'm really excited. I'm really happy about this award. When I started, there was nobody else doing tissue culture, which is an aspect of biotechnology in my University of Ghana, Legon. So people asked me why I would want to do that. But I had read about it and I knew the prospects it had for agriculture and food productivity, sustainability, and utilization. So I was bent on doing that science of tissue culture and other aspects related to biotechnology.
September 28 is marked as World Open Forum on Agricultural Biotechnology Day to celebrate the achievements in biotechnology.
Do visit myjoyonline.com/business for more business news. My name is Beverly Broom. Up next, the sports.
A FIFA high-performance specialist for Africa, Faisal Chipsa, he says that one of the major challenges Ghana football is suffering from is the intelligence of footballers and not infrastructure. Speaking in an exclusive interview with Joy Sports, Faisal Chipsa says if Ghana football wants to develop and compete against the best in the globe, it means that we must invest in the intelligence of our footballers and not just infrastructure.
I can only measure our football here against or benchmark it to the international stage. I think it's fair to do that because at the end we develop and we want to compete at that stage. And FIFA and UEFA all collect data and information from all these top games to share with the member association. So when you sit here in Africa and you look at your football, assuming you're also collecting data and information here, you can benchmark that and see where you stand. You can look at the number of seconds it takes for top quality players to make a decision. You can look at the space. You look at the spaces that players have to operate now. How big, how wide, how small. Those are the things that you have to measure. So when you're comparing your game here to that, then you can have an idea and say, you know what, our game here, there are tons of spaces. When you watch the Ghana Premier League or youth teams play, the players have got minutes, to make a decision, even though you can question some of the decisions they make. But then when you move them into the international stage, there's not going to be that much time and space. So when you work in that environment for a long time, and then you move into an international stage where the time is smaller, the spaces are smaller, now it's difficult for you to adapt, you know? So if you have information about that and it's public, you can begin to again look at your game here and try and at least get closer to what it looks like in that international stage there. And if you compare the two now, I think we are a lot behind, I would say. Yeah.
Have you had conversations with the FA on how to improve these things? Yeah, I'm very interested because it is our game. And you are a Ghanaian. The development of Ghana football is partially dependent on you.
Why? I've got a role to play, don't get me wrong. You have a role to play as well.
But you have a bigger role to play.
We all have got bigger roles to play.
Because you present FIFA here. So you are speaking to me as FIFA president.
No.
For now, but we do have more sports stories on my JoyOnline.com, and also at 2 p.m. when we come your way with a full conversation with Faisal Chipsa, a FIFA high performance specialist. Up next is Showbiz.
Good afternoon, welcome to Showbiz here on JoyNews. Today, now Deputy High Commissioner of South Africa to Ghana, Thando Dalamba, has welcomed multiple award-winning musician Zahara to Ghana ahead of her debut performance in Ghana. According to the commissioner, he believes the Loliwe hitmaker will make South Africa proud.
Opportunity and also of bringing one of the South African artists. Zahara, she's very, very popular in South Africa, and I know it that even here in Ghana, that Zahara is popular. If you recall the song that she released, playing the song to welcome me to Ghana, and even asking what is the meaning of Uloliwe. I said, it's a train. She said, even the previous High Commissioner is music, and. Yes, we are grateful to you, Zahara. Keep the work that you are doing. And I know it that on that day, you'll showcase South Africa in Ghana. And South African music in Ghana is so popular. And I know it even Amapiano, popular in Ghana, but your music is different from Amapiano. I thank you.
Bendino mama ngezendine qiye botshwe ngaphambili okwenene ndamba okwenene anzithebheke khona dibheke Ghana sanalwa. So thank you so much, and I can't wait. I'm always nervous. It doesn't really matter if I'm going to perform for 5 people or 100 people, but this is such an honor. Ndiyabulela Nkosi, and thank you for the relationship.
Away from Zahara, Kojo-Manu is a veteran Ghanaian high-life singer and television personality. She is the next to take her turn on E-Vibes as she takes fans on a reflection of her journey to stardom. Kojo-Manu began singing at an early age and was discovered by high-life artist Nana Ampedu in the 90s. In 1992, she formed the musical supergroup Nakores together with fellow high-life artists Nat Brew and Rex Omar. Her first album was Frema, which was released on January 1, 1990. The 63-year-old will tell her story on E-Vibes on JoyNews on October 1st, 2022 at 8:30 a.m. The same day. 4:30 p.m. On Joy Prime on the same day. So you can make a date. Good afternoon to you. It's a Friday.
It's a Friday. What are you up to?
Nothing really. I'm just gonna relax.
All right.
Without
Enjoy.
you.
Yeah, that. Thank you very much. That's our show this afternoon. We have more stories on myjoyonline.com, and there's a marketplace after this. Please stay.